Good day to each and everyone. This is Teacher Claire for Ecom Channel. Today's lesson would be about the two major research methodologies every student like you must be aware of to ensure quality research study. So we're going to talk about the difference between qualitative and quantitative research methodologies. Let's get started. When undertaking a research project, the first question people often ask is which between qualitative and quantitative to use. In this lesson, we are going to discover the difference between the two so we could decide which suits the topic we would choose whenever we conduct our research. However, ponder that both of these methodologies actually complement each other and may be used together in one research study. Now look at this slide and the next slide as well. The two previous slides gave us clue to the distinct difference between qualitative and quantitative research. Quantitative research, as the name suggests, is all about numbers. On the flip side, qualitative research seeks free-form responses in words from its samples or participants. Let's dig deeper on their differences. Now, here are their differences. In quantitative, research data is expressed in numbers and graphs since it's taken from a large number of samples and they are analyzed statistically. On the other hand, qualitative research consists of data collected through open-ended questions. Information is in words and taken from different people's point of views. Here, we gather general in-depth knowledge from a smaller sample size, and we do not intend to calculate them. We show them in images and symbols. Furthermore, quantitative research is used to test hypotheses or an assumption or prediction of something. It answers the questions how many, how much, and how often. Meanwhile, qualitative is used to understand or explore an idea. It answers the questions how, what, and why. Other common differences among the two are the following. In quantitative, it requires bigger samples or respondents, as I mentioned earlier. It utilizes closed-ended questions, and collection of data is done through surveys, experiments, and observations. In qualitative, it requires few samples, it utilizes open-ended questions, and collection of data is done through interviews, focus groups, ethnography, and literature reviews. The question is, when do we have to use quantitative or qualitative research? To give you a clearer view of the difference between the two, here is an example of situation. You want to know what online platforms do students enjoy using in their classes in the new normal. This situation requires you to analyze how many students enjoy the usage of the different online platforms from which you may find out what seems to be the most effective for students. So these are what you're going to do. In the process, you use 300 student samples from the senior high school department. You may ask them questions such as, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, how will you rate the following online platforms? This question is an example of a closed-ended question. And then next is you will perform statistical analysis on the data and draw conclusions such as on average, senior high school students rated Google Class the highest among the others with a scale of 4.4. What you did was you checked on percentage of your samples or respondents in accordance with the question asked. Now, in this situation, you are going to use the quantitative research. Let's have another situation. You want to know how satisfied students are with their studies being held in different online platforms. In this situation, it tends to ask you how students view classes held online or what their perceptions are on the utilization of online platforms. And these are the things that you're going to do. You will hold in depth interviews with 15 students. You will ask them questions such as how satisfied are you with your studies via online classes? What is the most positive aspect of the online classes? What can be done to ensure quality learning in the new normal? And these questions are examples of open ended questions. These are questions which require your respondents to share views and perceptions. And the next is you're going to transcribe the interviews and find commonalities among the responses, which means you analyze the answers or responses and then come up with the general views of the research respondents. In this situation, you are going to use qualitative research. I hope you now see the difference between the two methodologies, so let's try to check your understanding. Analyze the situations below and show which one will be for quantitative and which would be for qualitative. Use the format presented in the previous two slides. So here are the two situations.